So Lisa and I will talk to you about the benefits of international business. Why? Why should you have international business? Is that a real, what's the real benefits? And I'd like to say, before I get into that, I want to say this. For somebody brand new, the best way to start your business is in your backyard. Start there. Why? It's cheap. It doesn't cost you much to walk across the street to a neighbor, knock on the door, say, hey, I found something incredible. Would you be open to take a look? It doesn't cost a lot to have a meeting in their house and in your house. Yeah? We're also encouraged to introduce more than one person. In the business sense, what does that mean? In the business sense, it means that each person you introduce potentially develops a network, and we call it a leg in our jargon. Yeah? And each leg is a separate income stream. So you can develop one leg and you have one income stream. Great. It could be reasonable size. But you can have another leg and it's two income streams. Now in our compensation plan, we encourage to have multiple income streams. And they can be all in one country, and that's great. As we know, countries fluctuate economically. Sometimes they're great times for our industry, sometimes they're not so great, and the income goes like that. So having multiple income streams is the secret of rich people. Yeah? Having multiple income streams, it will start foolproofing you against the ups and downs and craziness of economy and bubbles. And the more legs you have, the bigger your income stream, the bigger your security. Do you understand that? Multiple income streams. Now that's why I want to talk about being international. Several countries in the world move together, and other moves in opposite directions in business. One country's up, the other one country's down, and vice versa. So what happens is if you have multiple countries, it's not just a multiple income stream, it's like multiple assets. It's like a real asset diversification in the business lingo. What it means is that one country, maybe, for example, one country may be just so into health. They're health-minded, the whole country's, 90 for life. Well, the other country might be not so much into health. They may be into memories for life. Others might be into jewelry, fashion. So that alone is very, very different it can be very different from country to country, from leg to leg in our business. Huh? So it's a real worthwhile to start thinking, to expand your thinking and start thinking globally, because that's where, that's where all the people are. They're not just all sitting in Oakland. Yeah? You're not just all in your backyard. And yet, your path today could be through your backyard. So do not, if you're brand new, do not start thinking Japan and every other country before you've talked to your neighbor. Because one day your neighbor will knock on your door and say, by the way, I started a business in multiple countries. I already have a business in Russia, in Japan, and did you know you're just opening Singapore? Well, how would you like that? Why not you be the one that introduces them? Yeah? Do not, before you go international, do not neglect the gold mine in your backyard. And I invite everybody to start thinking international at whatever level you are, looking for people in your beginning, rightly in your neighborhood. Now that's just, I find one of the immediate benefits of having international business really is the income. With each country, the potential is phenomenal. With each country, your business can expand. And some of us, at times, we look at the little town that we live in and think, gosh, how can I ever have big business in this little town? Kind of a provincial town mentality. And you're not limited to an area. You're not limited to a country. Yeah? The more countries we focus on, the bigger your income potential. I want to point out a number of different benefits that are there. One of the benefits is that when you have international business, best way to develop and cement those relationships and then to develop a real community is to go there. And you know, Lisa and I have had business in several countries, and Lisa, you might want to talk about some of the travel and the lifestyle that comes with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for the expanding income. I think that's a really important part of this. That's what drives what we're doing and how we connect with people in our community, and also how we move beyond our community and expand what we're doing in other places. And one of the things I've always loved about this particular kind of business is the myriad of different people I get to interact with, like people I would never normally have come across in my life before, living in my little town in Golden Bay, which was, you know, where I was when we first really got serious about network marketing. I have connected and have people in my life today that I probably wouldn't have even looked at them on the street in the past, because they didn't fit my particular paradigm of where I was looking for people that were interesting to me. And so one of the greatest learnings and expansions that's happened to me personally in network marketing is this ability, the ability that I've found in myself to open to everybody and to meet people that I would never have connected with before. So one of the most amazing things about doing business in other countries is that grows even greater. The possibility for that gets even bigger, and especially when you start going into countries that are quite different cultures. And of course there's a whole challenge, and there's a whole learning and expansion that happens around that. But what's really fun, and because I'm really into the fun side of this business, you know, the money's great, health is fantastic, but if it wasn't fun, I don't think I'd be here doing it, because you know, there's great learnings, there's fantastic personal growth, but for me it's got to be fun. And one of the fun things about this business is the travel. When you start having business even in other towns around New Zealand, and you start going there to support those people, that's really amazing, and that's a lot of fun. But when you start to have a business happening in another country, then of course you have to go there and support the people. So there's this great opportunity and a fantastic excuse to go to places that you may never have been before, and meet new people and learn new things. So I love traveling. I love you know, there's always something surprising in that. I get to learn a lot. I meet new people. It expands my horizons, and for me personally it's a lot of fun. So it really, really fills the fun factor for me. And alongside that, the beauty of it, well, you know, you have a business happening in Hawaii. This has happened to us in the past. Of course you have to go to Hawaii. Oh, that's how terrible, got to go to Hawaii and do business. So of course you're not just going to go there and work hard, you're going to go there and really enjoy what that place has got to offer. And not only that, it's a business expense. So travel becomes a working holiday. You get to do fun stuff, meet new people, and write a certain amount of it off against your tax. So that's just a great thing. The more you can travel, the more expenses you're going to clock up, and the more it's going to benefit your business on every level.
Yeah, and it's important to know that when you develop business overseas, it's going to cost you. You're going to have to invest. So that, you know, there's plus and minuses to that. Some people develop business just in their backyard and let some of their own people go international eventually, if they do. Well, others are proactive, like ourselves. We were proactive, and we invested thousands of dollars in businesses, but it is well worth it. The investment in our business, it's one of the best investments I've ever come across. It's not just, you know, 5 or 10% return. It's multiple digits return on the investment that you do, if you do this right. Now, what I mean by that is, you know, going into another country, you hear from the corporate, you hear from your upline, well, we're opening such and such a country. Now, going to that, into that market doesn't mean just getting on the phone, signing somebody up, and that's done deal, and hoping the best for them and hope that they're going to make it. Because if that's what you do, the odds are that 1 out of 1,000 will do it in spite of you. But with support, a lot more people will have a success and big business. And if you really go there and help them do the mining of their backyard, their gold mine, and searching for the leaders in their sphere of influence, you are almost guaranteed to have phenomenal international business. And then from one country, you quite likely go to another country. That's another thing. But it's important that you plan that. So, not everybody can go international when you just started, especially if you don't have funds. Yeah? You want to be, one thing is a responsible sponsor, bring people on board and support them properly. Second, if you are not able to go, arrange with your upline so that somebody in your upline will go to that market. Yeah? That's really important. Like Lisa says, we open up in another country, unfortunately now you're going to have to go there. And we laugh about that. But it's true, you're going to have to go there. Because it's the relationship that cements the business. When it's face-to-face. When you face-to-face with people, they will show you their country in the best possible way. There's no other way of you getting to know a country than going there, support your people. They will show you the best of the best. They'll take you to places you've never dreamed of. Yeah, that's just phenomenal for the lifestyle, and it will cost. And they will also expect you to be wealthy, especially when we go in third world country. And you need to plan for that. You need to have some of that available, some of the funds. You can't just expect to do it, to do it on the budget string. Because when you do, they'll think, well, you're not a leader, you're poor, can't really afford to take me to a hotel for a meal. And we're staying in this cheap backpacker. You're not likely that you're going to be the leader I'm going to follow. So there's many aspects of that. So you don't try to do it on your own. Work with your upline team, because somebody in your upline will probably go there and can present you as an important leader, and they're visible there to cement the relationships. There is other benefits I just want to quickly touch on that are, for me, the most important. When you go from a country to country, especially, you got to open up to different cultures. You open up to different mindsets, different way of being. And you also get to reinvent yourself. You go into a country and no one knows you. You might have been having a challenge or struggles, this and that. You might be a real serious person in hometown, and everybody knows you, and when they see you, they go serious. Yeah? You can go to another country and be a clown. Nobody knows you. So you can really reinvent yourself. It's phenomenal benefit, folks. It's hard to explain. The other thing is getting to know the culture. Prepare a little bit before you go into another country. Have a little understanding of that culture, so that you do not arrive and the first thing you do, you're offensive to somebody because you're in just your culture and think everybody thinks like I do. Everybody thinks, everybody is like, my religion. They should follow. They should all have the same ethics. All those things are different. So when you build a business international, you cannot expect to duplicate personalities and to duplicate things that you've been doing, but watch to duplicate the system in their culture, in their way of doing it. And you will see that even in our own country, New Zealand, we're multicultural. Even in our own groups, we see there's different cultures. So for me, that's a big, because it opens up learning. It's a constant source of personal development, greater personal development than if I just build in my backyard. And overall, it's an incredible adventure. It gives us a travel. I mean, we've been around the world once a year, just about, ever since we started going international. And it all began with Lisa and I decided we want to travel, and we want to have international business, and we said we're going to have a business in Australia, we're going to have a business in Hawaii, and we didn't know anybody to begin with. We started asking questions, connections, and we had business in Hawaii. We spent months in Hawaii. For us from New Zealand, that's very attractive. For people in the States, that may not be that, Hawaii is just another state. But for other countries, Hawaii is, heaven, or paradise. And so we did a lot of that. We went through many other countries. And because we were there supporting people, they treated us like royalty. And we felt like we were rich and famous, and there was no paparazzi. There was none of that stuff that comes with rich and famous. And we were treated better than royalty because we were truly there to help people from the right place, That's what it means to go international. And if you think to do anything else, I'd encourage you, consult with your upline. Don't just be like a cowboy. Go and do it. Do it your way. Do it well. Do it right. Do it with the right heart, and you will have an unbelievable success.